Sometimes we get stuck while speaking or writing English because we're looking for that appropriate word. So today we're gonna learn 10 most common English words that appear in the competitive exams. Moreover, you can use them in your daily English conversation or writing. Not only that, we'll discuss their elaborate meaning, root words, synonyms and example sentences here today. And finally, we have a quick quiz over these 10 words to check how far have you learned them. So let's get going. First of all, we have this beautiful word plethora. Plethora is a noun which means a large or excessive amount of something, such as a plethora of committees and subcommittees. In the medical terms, it means an excess of bodily fluid, particularly blood. In Bangla or Bengali, it means adhikko. Kono kichu jokhon beshi hoy, tokhon setake amra boli plethora, that means plenty of. অথবা মেডিকেল টার্মে বাংলায় বলা হয় রক্তাধিক্য, মানে অতিরিক্ত যখন রক্ত হয় অথবা রক্তে লাল কণিকার আধিক্য থাকলে সেটাকে বলা হয় plethora. The word plethora came from Greek root plethora, meaning fullness, and if we trace back the root of genealogy a little further, we come to realize that the Greek word initially referred to a condition where there was an excess of blood or other fluids in the body. Synonymous words for plethora are excess, abundance, odd, exorbitancy, overflow, a lot of, plenty of. In the example sentences, we can say, a plethora of books have been written in this particular subject. I have a plethora of shirts, so I will donate some. Number 2, we have recapitulate. Recapitulate is a verb which means to retell or restate something briefly or to summarize briefly, such as you have to recapitulate the main points of an argument. The word recapitulate comes from the Latin re and capitulum. Re means again and capitulum means chapter, which comes from the word caput, which is head. That means totally it refers to think of recapping. For short, as putting nice little caps on all the bottles you have opened up, which means tightening everything up. In Bengali, it means সংক্ষেপে কোনো কিছু পুনরায় বর্ণনা করা, সামারাইজ করা কোনো কিছুকে এবং সেটা পুনরায় বর্ণনা করা খুব সংক্ষেপে. Synonymous words for recapitulate summarize, repeat, recall, or restate. In the example sentences, we can say, these results can be recapitulated into these tables. We understood your point. There's no need to recapitulate. To understand the reasons for this, it is necessary briefly to recapitulate the course of events in that country since Gordon had left it in 1879. Number 3, we have stupendous. Stupendous is an adjective which means causing astonishment or wonder. That means it is of amazing size or greatness, or we can say extremely impressive. In Bengali, it means বিস্ময়কর. কোনো কিছু যখন অনেক বেশি বিস্ময়কর হয় তখন আমরা বলি stupendous. Too much great or too much impressive. The English word stupendous came from the Latin stupor, which means to be amazed. Synonymous words for stupendous are awesome, marvelous, wonderful, amazing, surprising, astonishing, tremendous. For example, in the sentences we can say, when I went to Nepal, I had the most stupendous views of Himalayas. I never have seen such a person with stupendous wealth. Number 4 is squander. Squander is an intransitive verb which means to spend aggressively or foolishly, or to cause dispute, or to lose something such as an advantage or opportunity through negligence or inaction. In Bengali it means নষ্ট করা, উড়ানো অথবা হেলায় নষ্ট করা, ফেলে দেওয়া. That means আমরা যখন কোনো কিছু অবহেলায় কোনো কিছু হারাই বা নষ্ট করি তখন সেটাকে আমরা বলবো squander. So synonymous words for squander are dissipate or waste. During 1580s, it was implied in as in squandering, which means to spend recklessly or prodigiously. So the origin of is subtle, quite unknown to us. However, William Shakespeare used it in his one of the famous plays, The Merchant of Venice, in 1593, with a sense of to be scattered over a wide area. For example, we can say he vowed not to squander this opportunity. She squandered all her money gambling in casinos. Number 5, we have pragmatic. Pragmatic is an adjective which means someone who is practical, or something which are realistic, or some decisions or some people who are down to earth, or particularly the matter of fact which is practical. So in Bengali we can say that কার্যকর or ব্যবহারিক কোনো কিছুকে আমরা pragmatic বলি. ব্যবহারিক কোনো সিদ্ধান্ত হতে পারে, ব্যবহারিক কোনো ব্যক্তি হতে পারে যিনি সবসময় কার্যকর সিদ্ধান্ত নেন. So synonymous words for pragmatic are sensible, practical, or the word pragmatic comes from the Greek word pragma, which means deed. Historically, it's been used to talk about people that are more concerned about their actions than with some abstract notion. In example sentences, we can say, the scientists use a pragmatic approach to deal with the water crisis. In these times, it is better to be pragmatic than to be conservative. Number 6, we have congenial. Congenial is an adjective which means sharing the same temperament or quality. You can talk about a congenial person, congenial place, or environment. Maybe for some of you, the library is a congenial environment, or perhaps the garden is a congenial place. You can use the word congenial for something that is pleasing, light-minded, and compatible. Overall, congenial means something that easy to get along with because it shares the same quality or temperament as you. Now, the word congenial comes from con and genial. Genial is like greatness and gene, and con means something similar. So congenial means something which is similar to your temperament or your mood. And in Bengali we can say অনুকূল, উপযোগী অথবা সমপ্রকৃতি বিশিষ্ট. কোনো ব্যক্তি যদি আপনার উপযোগী হয়, সমপ্রকৃতি বিশিষ্ট হয়, বা কোনো স্থান, সবকিছুকে আমরা কি বলতে পারবো? congenial. For example, we can see Joe is a congenial friend. The summer season in Bangladesh is not congenial to most northern Europeans. Synonymous words for congenial are appropriate, adaptable, amenable, fair, or favorable. In number 7, we have verbose. Verbose is an adjective which means containing more words than necessary, also means using or expressed in more words than are needed. An expression can be verbose, a statement can be verbose, or a person who is very talkative can be verbose. The root word for verbose is Latin verbosus, which means full of words. Synonymous words for verbose are wordy, rambling, etc. For example, we can say, much academic language is obscure and verbose. He is a verbose speaker. She has a verbose writing style. Then comes elucidate. Elucidate is a verb which means to ask someone to explain a particular matter more clearly. The root word for elucidate is lucid, which means clearly understandable, bright or shining. If someone explains anything in a lucid manner, that means he or she made it appear very clear. Synonymous words for elucidate are clarify, illuminate. We often find the use of this word in the examination paper. For example, your teacher asks you this question: Please elucidate Newton's first law of motion with example. Here, your teacher is asking you to clearly explain the Newton's first law of motion and to give you some examples with it. Number 9 is unanimous. Unanimous is an adjective which means to be in a complete agreement or having the agreement or consent of all. When two or more people are in perfect agreement, you can use the word unanimous. The Bengali meaning for the word unanimous is সর্বসম্মত or সর্বজন সম্মত অথবা সবাই যখন একমত হবে তখন আমরা বলতে পারবো unanimous. The word comes from uni and animus. Here, uni refers to union and animus refers to the mind or the spirit. So, it is like union of all mind. Everyone is agreeing to the same thing. Then it comes to be unanimous. For example, we can say, we need a unanimous vote to upgrade the school's computer facilities. The judges made a unanimous ruling. So alternate words for that unanimous you may use instead of unanimous are consensus or agreement. Number 10 is deteriorate. Deteriorate is a verb which means to make inferior in quality or value, to become impaired in quality, functioning or condition. In Bengali it means অবনতি। তার মানে হচ্ছে ক্রমশ কোনো কিছু খারাপ হওয়া বা কোনো কিছু ক্রমশ অবনতি ঘটাকে আমরা বলি deteriorate. Synonymous word for the word deteriorate is disintegrate, collapse, dissolve, degenerate. So this word deteriorate is derived from the Latin deterior, which means worse or lower or inferior, meaner. So it has been constructive as of deter. Deter means bad or lower. So for example, we can say a sentence like, the relations between the countries had deteriorated sharply. His health deteriorated. And now for the quiz, I have got 10 short questions for you, and in each of them there is a fill in the blank, and you will have to answer them by these 10 words that we have just learned. I'm going to read out the questions to you now, and you are going to quickly write down the answers in the comment section below. Number 1. Libraries have a dash of books and movies to choose from. Number 2. Let's just dash the essential points. Number 3. The opera was quite dash. 4. In order to maintain his opulent lifestyle, he dashed all the resources left to him by his father. There was no dash solution to the problem. Bees find a highly dash habitat in Mexico. As a result, some honey is exported from them. Legal writing is often unclear and dash. I'll try to dash what I think the problems are. The committee was dash and made a clear report. The overall quality of rivers and canals has dash. If you can't do it right now, don't worry. I'm gonna share the link for the quizzes down in the description box. Find it there and practice at home, and finally submit it accordingly. Bye bye for now. Wish you all the best.